A major shift happened overnight. The winter storm models just changed drastically, and if you live anywhere from Texas to Virginia, the next 72 hours could be unlike anything you've experienced this decade. This isn't a hype. This is data. And the data shifted south while you were sleeping. Right now, multiple forecast models are converging on something meteorologists call a crippling ice event. But here's what's different. This storm has moved 200 miles further south than yesterday's prediction. That means millions more people are now in the danger zone. Want to know if your town is affected? Drop your location in the comments right now, and I'll give you a personalized forecast based on the latest model runs. Let me show you what changed in the last 12 hours. The Weather Prediction Center updated their maps at 3 a.m. this morning. The light blue areas, that's snow. 6 inches to a foot in some locations. But look at this peachy pink color spreading across the south. That's not snow, that's freezing rain, that's ice. And ice is far more dangerous than snow. Here's why this matters to you. In northern states, they have salt trucks, they have plows, infrastructure built for winter. But across the southern United States, most counties have maybe 1 or 2 salt trucks for the entire area. When ice hits, you don't plow it. You don't assault it. You wait for it to melt. And this storm is bringing freezing temperatures right behind it. We re-talking teen digits. We re-talking negative wind chills. In places like Mississippi, Alabama, northern Louisiana. How long does ice take to melt when it's 15 degrees outside? Days, not hours. Days. The impact probability maps tell a shocking story. As of Friday noon, minor impact chances sit at 30% across Oklahoma and Arkansas. But watch what happens by Saturday afternoon. That number jumps to 60, then 70%. The colors deepen. The zone expands. By late Saturday night, we re-looking at moderate to major impacts stretching from the Texas Panhandle all the way to the Virginia coast. A 1,500-mile corridor of hazardous conditions. But there's something in the data that's even more concerning. Stick with me for 30 more seconds because at the 1-minute mark, I'm going to show you the temperature forecast that has veteran meteorologists genuinely worried. The European model just came in. It was showing widespread 6-inch to 12-inch snow totals. But remember, that's just the northern edge of the storm. The southern edge, that's where the real danger lives. Models are now indicating a 1/4 inch to 3/4 of an inch of ice accumulation across a massive zone. Let me put that in perspective. A 1/4 inch of ice will snap tree branches. It'll down power lines. 3/4 of an inch? That's catastrophic. That's what we call a crippling ice storm. And every model, the GFS, the Euro, the Canadian, they were all showing it. Here is the temperature situation I promised you. Friday morning, as the storm begins, wind chills across Kansas and Oklahoma will already be -20 to -30 degrees. The northern tier of the country, -40 to -50 degree wind chills. Now, watch what happens Saturday. The storm moves east. The cold follows. Wind chills dive into negative territory across Arkansas, Tennessee, even northern Mississippi. Places that rarely see single-digit temperatures are looking at potential -5 degree wind chills. Sunday, the system reaches the mid-Atlantic. Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, all experiencing hard freeze conditions with ice still coating everything. Monday, it moves offshore, but the damage is done. Everything stays frozen because the temperatures stay brutal. At the 3-minute 20-second mark, I am going to reveal which specific cities face the highest risk for extended power outages. This is information you need if you are deciding whether to stay or go. Let us talk about the mechanics of this storm. Why is it so dangerous? 2 systems are colliding. Cold Arctic air is plunging south. At the same time, moisture from the Gulf of Mexico is streaming north. When they meet, you get precipitation. But the temperature profile is perfect for disaster. The air at ground level, below freezing. The air 5,000 feet up, above freezing. So precipitation starts as rain, falls through that warm layer, then hits the freezing air near the surface and instantly becomes ice. Not sleet, not snow, freezing rain. Liquid water that freezes on contact with any surface. Your car, your driveway, power lines, trees, roads. Everything gets coated in a thick layer of ice. The GFS Model S Midnight Run shows something stunning, a strengthening low-pressure system off the East Coast. This is why the Mid-Atlantic is now at such high risk. As that low intensifies, it pulls more moisture into the system. More moisture means more precipitation. More precipitation falling through freezing air means more ice. Virginia could see 1 to 2 feet of snow on the northern edge, while areas just 50 miles south get pure ice. The Canadian model agrees. It shows continuous precipitation meeting perfect temperatures for freezing rain from northern Texas straight across to the Carolinas, an unbroken line of ice. Interstate 10 through Louisiana and Mississippi, I guarantee you that will be impassable. Not just dangerous, impassable. Now here's something most weather reports want to tell you. The power outage situation. When ice accumulates on power lines, the weight increases exponentially. A half-inch of ice on a 100-foot span of power line adds 500 pounds of weight. The lines sag. The weight pulls on the poles and towers. Then tree branches, also coated in ice, start snapping and falling onto those lines. One downed line can cascade into dozens. Dozens can cascade into thousands of homes without power, in freezing temperatures, with no clear timeline for restoration because crews can't work safely on ice-covered roads. Here are the cities facing the highest risk for extended outages based on the current track. Little Rock, Arkansas, Memphis, Tennessee, Jackson, Mississippi, Birmingham, Alabama, Nashville, Tennessee, Charlotte, North Carolina, Raleigh, North Carolina, Richmond, Virginia. If you live in or near these cities, preparation isn't optional. But wait, there's a twist in the forecast that just appeared in the last 6 hours. The 0ZGFS run that the midnight model, it brought the low-pressure track slightly further south through Texas. What does that mean? It means the gradient between snow and freezing rain shifted. Areas that were forecast to get all snow might now see a mix. Areas expecting mostly rain might get more ice. This is still evolving. The track isn't locked in yet, but every model run is showing impact. The question isn't if, it's exactly where the worst hits. The ensemble models, these are averages of multiple forecast scenarios. They are painting a clear picture. Look at this, 25 different model runs. All of them show a significant event. All of them show that line of pink, 6 to 12 inches of snow stretching from Oklahoma to Virginia. And below that line, that is your ice zone. Southern Kansas, northern Texas, southern Missouri, Arkansas, northern Louisiana, Tennessee, northern Mississippi, Alabama, northern Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia. If you are in this zone, here's what you need to do today, not tomorrow. Today, get to the grocery store, bread, milk, canned goods, anything that doesn't require cooking if you lose power. Fill up your vehicle with gas. Get cash from the ATM because card readers want to work without electricity. Charge every device you own. Portable chargers, phones, tablets, everything. If you have a generator, test it right now. Make sure it runs. Get fuel for it. If you don't have a generator, consider getting a small portable one. Even a 1,000-watt unit can keep a refrigerator and a few lights running. Stock up on batteries, flashlights, candles, matches. Check on your neighbors, especially elderly folks who might need help preparing. Here's something critical that affects your safety: the timing. This isn't a quick-moving system. The precipitation starts Friday evening across Texas and Oklahoma, but it doesn't clear the East Coast until Sunday night. That's more than 48 hours of continuous winter weather across different parts of the impact zone. Friday night into Saturday morning shows the strongest signal for ice across Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and northern Louisiana. Heavy, wet snow will be falling further north, but the ice storm develops across the Red River Valley. Saturday evening, the system shifts east. Now Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky, they are getting hit. Northern areas see snow, southern zones get ice. And remember, those freezing temperatures are right behind it, locking everything in place. Overnight Saturday into Sunday, the mid-Atlantic gets hammered. This is when the coastal low intensifies. Snowfall rates could reach 1 to 2 inches per hour across parts of Virginia. Meanwhile, the Carolinas are dealing with ice. By Sunday afternoon, the heaviest precipitation moves offshore, but the cold remains. Everything that fell stays frozen. Now, don't miss what I am about to tell you because this affects whether you'll have heat in your home. Natural gas demand is going to spike. When temperatures plunge this far below normal across this large an area, heating systems run continuously. Natural gas infrastructure in the South isn't built for sustained extreme cold like this. In February 2021, Texas experienced rolling blackouts during a cold snap. This event has some similarities. While this looks slightly less extreme for Texas specifically, the broader geographic scope means more people affected. Power companies may implement rolling blackouts to manage demand. This means even if your power lines aren't damaged by ice, you might still lose electricity for periods of time. One more critical point about timing. Schools are already announcing closures. By Friday afternoon, school districts across Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Tennessee will likely be shut down. By Saturday, we're relooking at closures from Texas to Virginia. This is a Friday through Monday event, 4 days. If you were planning weekend travel through any of the affected areas, cancel it, reschedule it. This is not worth the risk. Now let me address something I keep seeing in comments. People asking, is this really that bad? Can't we just stay home? Here is the reality. If you lose power during this event, your home temperature will drop fast. A well-insulated house might hold heat for 6 to 8 hours. After that, indoor temperatures start approaching outdoor temperatures. If it's 15 degrees outside with ice coating everything and you have no power, no heat, and no way to leave because the roads are impassable, you are in a genuinely dangerous situation. This is why preparation today matters. At the 5-minute mark, I promised you something specific. Here it is. The exact timeline for when conditions deteriorate in the major cities. Oklahoma City. Deterioration begins Friday evening around 6 p.m. Freezing rain develops overnight. Saturday morning, hazardous conditions. Conditions remain dangerous through Sunday. Little Rock. Ice begins Friday night around 10 p.m. Peak icing Saturday afternoon. Dangerous conditions persist through Sunday evening. Memphis. Precipitation starts Saturday morning as mix, transitions to freezing rain Saturday afternoon. Sunday morning, widespread ice. Conditions improve Monday. Nashville. Saturday afternoon, precipitation begins. Evening hours, temperatures drop, freezing rain develops. Sunday, continued ice and some snow. Monday, gradual improvement. Birmingham. Saturday night into Sunday, this is your window. Ice accumulation overnight Saturday. Sunday morning, hazardous. Sunday evening, precipitation ends, but freeze continues. Charlotte. Sunday morning, storm arrives. Heaviest precipitation Sunday afternoon and evening. Could see snow, sleet, and freezing rain mix. Monday morning, still hazardous. Raleigh. Sunday afternoon through Monday morning. This is the eastern edge of the system. Could be all snow, could be mix. Either way, significant impacts. Richmond. Sunday afternoon into Monday. Coastal low intensifies nearby. Heavy snow likely north of the city, mixed to the south. Now here is a detail that might surprise you. The coldest air arrives after the precipitation. Monday and Tuesday will feature the lowest temperatures. We are talking daytime highs in the teens across areas that normally see 40s and 50s this time of year. Overnight lows in the single digits, even below zero in some locations. With ice on the ground, no sun getting through the clouds, and bitter cold, nothing melts. Roads stay hazardous, power restoration efforts stay difficult. The Weather Service is already preparing to issue ice storm warnings. These are different from winter storm warnings. An ice storm. Warning means specifically that damaging ice accumulation is expected, quarter-inch or more. When you see that warning for your area, treat it seriously. Here is what's happening behind the scenes. Emergency management agencies are pre-positioning resources. Power companies are bringing in crews from other states. Governors are likely to declare states of emergency by Friday morning, which allows faster mobilization of National Guard units if needed. This is the kind of event where you might see wellness checks. If you are elderly, if you have medical conditions, if you are isolated, make sure someone knows where you are and has a way to check on you. One thing I haven't mentioned yet, but it's important. Pipes. When temperatures drop into the teens and stay there, exposed pipes freeze. Pipes in exterior walls freeze. Even pipes in unheated spaces inside your home can freeze. Let faucets drip. Open cabinet doors under sinks to allow warm air circulation. Know where your water shutoff valve is in case a pipe bursts. A burst pipe during a winter storm when you can get a plumber out for days? That's a nightmare scenario. The wind chill factor I mentioned earlier, let me expand on that. Wind chill isn't just about discomfort. At minus 20-degree wind chills, exposed skin can develop frostbite in 30 minutes. At minus 40, it's 10 minutes. If you have to go outside during this event, cover all exposed skin. Layered clothing, hat, gloves, scarf over your face. And please, if you lose power, do not use a gas oven to heat your home. Do not run a generator indoors. Carbon monoxide poisoning kills people during every major winter storm. Don T become a statistic. Here is something that affects millions. Flights will be canceled. Airports across the South Don T have the de-icing equipment that northern airports have. When ice hits Dallas-Fort Worth, Memphis, Nashville, Charlotte, operations shut down. If you reflying this weekend, check your flight early and often. Have a backup plan. Let's talk about what happens after the storm. Recovery from an ice storm is slow. Tree crews have to clear downed branches before power crews can safely work on lines. Roads have to be passable before crews can reach damaged infrastructure. With temperatures staying cold, the ice doesn't just go away. The February 2021 event in parts of the South, some people were without power for a week, and that was more localized than this forecast. I am not trying to scare you. I am trying to prepare you. There is still some uncertainty in the exact track. A 50-mile shift north means more snow, less ice for some areas. A 50-mile shift south means the opposite. But every model, every ensemble member, every forecasting tool we have is showing a significant winter storm affecting a huge portion of the country. The question you need to ask yourself tonight is simple. Am I prepared for 3 to 4 days without power and freezing temperatures? If the answer is no, you have work to do. Get batteries, get food, get water, a gallon per person per day minimum, get medications filled, get pet supplies, get anything you might need because once this starts, you are not going anywhere. Here's your action plan for tonight. Write this down. 1. Fill all vehicles with gas. 2. Get cash from ATM. 3. Grocery shopping for non-perishable food. 4. Check flashlights and batteries. 5. Charge all devices. 6. If you have a generator, test it and get fuel. 7. Bring pets inside, prepare their food and supplies. 8. Check on vulnerable neighbors. 9. Know where your water shutoff is. 10. Let faucets drip Friday night before bed. The loop pattern in the jet stream that allowing this to happen is remarkable. Arctic air is diving south in a deep trough. The storm system rides along the boundary between that Arctic air and the milder air to the east. This creates a battleground. And unfortunately, that battleground sets up right over the most populated parts of the southern United States. By Monday evening, the offshore storm will be strengthening into a nor'easter, potentially bringing blizzard conditions to parts of the Northeast. But that's a separate story. Right now, the concern is the ice belt from Texas to Virginia. Want to know something interesting? The models started hinting at this event 7 days ago, but each day, the forecasts have grown more concerning. More ice, colder temperatures, longer duration. That's the opposite of what you want to see in forecast trends. Ideally, as you get closer to an event, models back off. The threat diminishes. That's not happening here. The threat is growing. The National Weather Service will be updating their forecasts every 6 hours. I'll be doing the same. Drop your location in the comments, and I'll personally reply with your specific forecast based on the latest data. Here's what you can expect from me over the next 4 days. Updates every 6 hours minimum, more frequent if conditions warrant. Exact timing as we nail it down. City by city impacts as the track becomes clear. This is a marathon, not a sprint. The preparation you do today determines how well you handle what's coming. One more thing. If you in the impact zone and you rethinking about riding this out in a rural location, think carefully. If you lose power and the roads become impassable, emergency services can reach you. Even if you call 911, they might not be able to get to you for days. Being in town near resources might be smarter than being isolated. I've covered winter storms for 15 years. I've seen ice storms shut down entire cities. I've seen people without power for weeks. I've also seen communities come together, neighbors helping neighbors, people checking on the elderly. That's going to happen here too. In the middle of the crisis, you will see the best of humanity, but we are not there yet. Right now, we in the preparation phase. This is where you stack the deck in your favor. Every hour you wait to prepare is an hour closer to store shelves being empty, an hour closer to gas stations running out, an hour closer to being stuck with whatever you already have. Don T. Wait. The storm doesn't care if you ready. It's coming regardless. Your level of preparation is the only variable you control. As we approach 72 hours out, forecast confidence increases. By tomorrow morning, we'll have a much clearer picture of exact snowfall and ice amounts by location. But the overall pattern is locked in. Major winter storm, southern track, widespread impacts, dangerous conditions, Friday through Monday. 4 days from now, we'll be on the other side of this. Roads will be clearing. Power will be coming back on. Life will return to normal. But between now and then, it's going to be rough for a lot of people. Make sure you are not one of them caught unprepared. I'll be back with another update this afternoon as new model data comes in. In the meantime, drop your city or town in the comments. Tell me where you're watching from. I'll give you a detailed breakdown of what to expect and when. Share this with anyone you know in the impact zone. Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, West Virginia. Get the word out. The more people who see this and prepare, the fewer people who end up in dangerous situations. Stay safe, stay warm, stay prepared. And remember, we all in this together. When the storm hits, look out for your neighbors, check on people, share resources if you can. That is how we get through events like this. The data is clear, the models agree, the storm is coming. Now it's up to you to be ready. I'll see you in the next update with the latest information. Until then, take action, prepare your home, prepare your family, and drop that comment with your location so I can help you know exactly